Hello and welcome wherever you are listening and joining us from around Australia. I'd like to start by asking you a question. And that question is, as an accountant, do you love the idea of establishing your very own practice? I guess the benefits of that would be that you get to build a valuable asset with your own client base and use state-of-the-art technology to provide an outstanding service to them. Is that something that you are interested in? And also, what if you could do that quickly, easily and cheaply, with no franchise fees, very low overheads, and all of the systems already set up for you? Over the next hour, you'll learn exactly how you can do that, transform your career, and own your own practice in as little as 30 days. So the next 60 minutes, here's what we'll cover. First of all, the most common career problems faced by accountants today. Number two, what a state-of-the-art accounting practice actually looks like and why so few practices are up to date these days. Number three, the modern practice model. What is our vision for it? Number four, how to quickly, easily, and cheaply make the transition to your own successful practice. And number five, some mistakes to avoid while you're setting up that practice. Who is this training designed to help? Firstly, it's designed for people who are either, number one, accountants that are currently employed in an accounting practice but want to run their own practice. Is that you? If it is, can you just type it for us, please? It's also designed for bookkeepers who are practicing now. There might be BAS agents who want to expand their services and have a goal to get their own tax license. Put a number two in the chat for us if that's you. Number three, it could be new accounting graduates. So if you've just graduated from an accounting degree and you want to go straight into setting up your own practice rather than working for something else, but aren't quite sure about where to start, it's possible. And it could be for you. So just type a three in if that's for you. A number four, type in a number four for us, please. If you are a franchise owner, an accounting franchise owner who's ready for more independence and lower overheads and looking to explore new avenues. Five, give us a five, please, in the chat area. If you're an accountant who already has their own practice, but who'd like to look into updating their systems to a modern accounting practice model. Now, before we go any further, who are we and why should you listen to us? Ben McIntyre is my name, and I'm currently the Business Development Executive and Training Supervisor at the Cloud9 Accounting Hub within the Cloud9 Academy. And I guess my journey started over 20 years ago as a school teacher, and I've been a career educator and into training and assessing for over 15 years now. And from what I've seen in the educational world, the best way to progress in life and achieve your goals is by having a mentor and following a training program. And I share Priscilla's vision for training high achievers of the future. And I believe in the modern practice. It will simply revolutionize the way that accounting practices are run. And I'm privileged to be part of this leadership team.
Thank you, Ben. I'm Priscilla Bea Smith and a tax agent director partner with Cloud9 Associates, the founder, mentor, training specialist with the Cloud9 Accounting Hub, the Cloud9 Academy. These entities support the Accounting Practice Success Program, and you're going to find those in those websites. And when we developed the Accounting Practice Success Program, we also developed a mission, vision, and values. Our mission is to empower accounting professionals with tools and knowledge in order to achieve their goals. Our vision is innovation, automation, and the cloud. And values are integrity, consistency, and responsibility as our accounting career. Let me tell you a bit more about myself. I moved to Australia from Europe in the 1990s when it was very interesting times developing in Europe. And I was privileged that I could come here. And all I wanted is to study. And I was looking around what career can I build because there's so many opportunities in Australia. And then after I've done my first tax course with ITP, I fall in love with the tax returns. I just love to do them. And so I realized that in order to have my own practice or to become an accounting professional, I have to build a career. So I kept going to diplomas and then university and another university. And then I am a qualified tax agent with a Bachelor of Tax degree. And so I achieved a Bachelor of Tax degree after years and years of learning. And now I run my own accounting practice with a focus on state-of-the-art technology and all systems in the cloud. Since I opened the practice 7 years ago, my focus was to have the latest technologies in place. Innovation, this is our mission, vision, values. And while I was studying, I saw some significant flaws in the training of the new generation of accounting professionals. I did. If you have a vision to have your own practice, there's no one there to actually help you do the transition from your study to own your own practice, or not even when you come out of university, you are not ready for the job. So there's a gap in that training process. And so I noticed those flaws and I was reflecting on those, because then once I thought I developed a mentoring program to help young accountants, accounting professionals to fast track and skyrocket their success. Because I didn't have any help, I thought maybe I can make a difference. So I said, if I could do this and I went through this career, you can do it too. Well, when I reflect back, it wasn't plain sailing for me, because 12 years into my career, I started to get confident in my accounting skills and contemplating what it would take to have a practice of my own. Because I think, besides my love for study, I always had this entrepreneurial mind. And at that stage, my employer wouldn't recommend me to the tax board, so I couldn't get my license. And me sitting and having this dream, I realized I was still working on someone else's dream. So my dream was flowing away. And then I thought, what's the problem here? My employer, he was afraid that I would strike out my own and he'd lose a good employee. As I said, I was already very confident in my skills. But then I felt frustrated, restricted, and even angry. But at the time, I was determined to set up my own practice and wouldn't take no for an answer. If you get to know me, you're going to see how determined I am. When I have a goal, I will always achieve it. Well, eventually, my employer relented, but it was a battle.
I wonder if there's other people out there, Priscilla, who are going through or have been through something similar. That must be very frustrating.
Well, guys, does it resonate with you? Are you in a similar position today? Do you experience the same frustrations I did? Just let us know in the chat. Is your story similar to mine at this point in time? And then I realized that I wasn't alone. So this is when you come in. Let us know. What is your story? Just in short, does it resonate with you? Are you in the same position, entrepreneurial mind, and cannot strike out? And I said, I'm not alone. There are many accounting professionals, and you might be one of them as you sit in the audience for us. In the same situation, we believe that many of them are there. From that time on, I have made it my mission to help as many people as possible to make the transition from employment to having their own practice. And yes, I'm on a mission to help people just like you to build a modern accounting practice of your own. Let me know if this is your goals, and let me know if you believe that. Yes, Priscilla, I'm with you. Let's do this. And in this masterclass, I'll show you the pathway to success. So don't you worry.
Yeah, let's start off by taking stock of where we currently stand, and then maybe we can forge some sort of path to greater success. Let's have a look at some of the most common career problems that we see accountants facing today. We've talked to a lot of them, and here's what we're hearing from people. As Priscilla, people being held back by an employer who doesn't want you to leave because you are good, because you have the skills. They don't want you to set up on their own. They won't recommend you to the tax board to get your own license. No matter how good you are or qualified, and you've done the time and have all the professional qualifications to satisfy the tax board. Now, if that is you, if that does describe you, can you just give us a little exclamation mark as on the end of that dot point there? And perhaps if you're just in a position where you're going to a job that you don't like, dealing with the office politics and the very inflexible working hours, can you give us an @ symbol to let us know that relates to you? If you're, maybe a bit further away from work or simply driving in the city and you're not really a big fan of that daily commute and wasting hours of your time getting to and from work, can you give us a # symbol there, please? Also, it might be that you're frustrated at the lack of flexibility that you have as an employee in terms of achieving your income goals, achieving your professional goals. Give us a $ there, please, if that relates to you. Maybe you're having an employer or a franchisor who is stuck in their ways and have done things the same way, stuck in that same old rut, perhaps from last century, and they're not even prepared to listen to new or innovative ways of doing things in the practice. They might have their hands tied, might not be able to. Can you give us a little %, please, if that relates to you? If you're in that position now, are you feeling like you're not in control of your time? You're not getting that work-life balance, time with family, or doing the things you love, some hobbies that you might have? Give us an and sign there, please, if you are one of those people. Are you feeling some sort of personal or professional development is being limited or off the table altogether, and it's not encouraged by your employer, and you're ready to learn new things? Can you give us a little star there, please, if that is particularly related to you? Maybe you're stuck just doing one particular genre of accounting tasks, and you're spending a lot of time doing work that you might dislike. Can you give us a question mark, please, if that one relates to you? Give us an R, please, in the comments, capital R, if you feel that you're restricted in terms of your income stream, you're unable to develop other income streams as part of your employment. An R for that one. Give us an R for that if that relates to you. And an L, please, if you feel like you're just lacking that income security in this changing world. If you're concerned about being able to support yourself and your family, give us a capital L if you're in that boat at the moment. Maybe you're frustrated that you're working towards someone else's dream instead of building your own. Can we get an if that one is particularly relevant to you? And a U, if ultimately you just feel that you're in that rat race swapping time for money and your income is capped no matter how hard you work. A U for that one. But unfortunately, of course, after mentioning all of those problems and talking to many accountants who have shared that with us, thank you for sharing where you are now. But unfortunately, it doesn't stop there, does it? That these consequences can compound. And some of the compounding aspects of it are that you might become, even if you're not now, you might become frustrated and resentful and end up working in a job that you hate forever. You might find that your income is always limited. You're not building a practice for yourself that's an asset that you own. It's like renting for the rest of your life rather than buying your own home. Of course, you're never able to achieve your income or lifestyle goals working for someone else.
But Ben, thanks for sharing that with us. It doesn't have to be that way. Same, I just started to mention earlier. Here's what the young accounting professionals I mentor tell me are their goals. I was talking to many accountants. And let's see what their goals are. And I would like you to start to reflect if these goals resonate with you. And if they do, just give us in one word, if as I go to the common goals, if one of them or many of them resonate with you, just keep interactive with me on this. Most common goals of accountants we talk to, they would like to own their own practice. They would like to get their own tax license. They don't want to be held back by an employer who stops them progressing. So reflect on this as I go through. Would you like to own your own practice? Would you want to get your own tax license? Would you be able to not to get held back by an employer who wants to stop you progressing? Think about this and then reflect on this as I go down. Most common goals we found, accountants, they would like to have a staff or a team around them to spread the load and leverage their time. They would like to tap into a network of trusted professionals for extra income. So residual incomes, developing new revenue streams. They would like to have lots of personal and professional growth, study and learning all the time. They would like to do that. They would like to build a valuable asset that can be sold for legacy and succession. Now, before I go any further, please stop and reflect. Is any of these resonate with your goals? Maybe many of these. And as we go further, let's see common goals. Accountants, they don't want to have a cap on your income. They would like to have unlimited opportunities. They would like to able to specialize if they wish. They would like to have flexibility in terms of hours, income, and opportunities, not be locked in the rat race. They would like to use innovative solutions and systems that leverage your time, increase efficiency, and give you their clients a better experience. Of course, it's about innovation. They would like to use the latest tools. They would like to be able to take a more complex work that is more rewarding and better paid, of course. And they would like to be able to run a modern accounting practice model, which will stand in the decades to come. Now, let's reflect a bit on this. Any of these goals resonate with you, or maybe all of them? As we go along, please take a minute and reflect. Yes, this is me. This is what I would like to achieve.
Yeah, it makes sense to me, Priscilla, that anyone wishing to set up a modern accounting practice would want to make sure that it's set up right from the start so that it can last 10 years or longer, even without you necessarily working in the business.
Exactly. We found a few more goals. Let's see if they resonate with you. Our accountants, they would like to be able to use state-of-the-art cloud technology, the latest innovation. They don't want to go backwards in their career. They would like to be aware what's the new, what works, and how the next decade is going to hold them in the position and is going to support their business or support their practice when they open it. So it has to stand the time. We said that state of the art. And then while using this technology to create a portable practice, so they can work from anywhere, any device, and choose their own working hours. So reflect on this, please, that would you like to be able to use state-of-the-art cloud technology? Would you like to use this technology to create a portable practice? Would you like to work from anywhere, from any device, and choose your working hours? Is it you? Please type in a chat box for us if these goals resonate with yours. Accountants, we talking, they would like a practice expansion, which is not limited by postcode or to the clients which they are given by the employer or a franchise model. Imagine your practice expanding with no barriers to territory or anything like that. So the sky.
And these goals, I guess, for many people in many different walks of life have been quite sought after lately, wanting to be able to use a device anywhere, portable practice where you can choose your own working hours, expand your business online and integrate all of these wonderful tools that we have access to these days. It almost seems to me, Priscilla, like these goals that people have had for some time are now really becoming a necessity. Of course, accounting being such a heavily regulated means that very soon, I think we're going to be seeing a real necessity to be a master of these online cloud-based systems and softwares. People are going to need, through necessity these days, to be able to work remotely and to be able to communicate with people all around the country to grow their business. Does that make sense to people? Can you let me know if you see the whole workspace going that way and having these previously wants or dreams or goals as now becoming a necessity that you must have in your business to be able to survive?
That's very true. And this is the way of the future, Ben.
Yeah, and imagine how that would impact people's lives, Priscilla. If I could just get people to have a think now about how their lives would change if they could work from anywhere, if they could grow a business online, if they could have all of the, I guess, the latest tools and softwares available at their fingertips and be working towards their own tax license, having their own practice that they can build forever and a day. Also, think about, why haven't you done that? What's holding you back? Here's a few of the most common barriers that people tell us are stopping them from making that transition into running their own practice. First of all, people are afraid to lose that security or the perceived security of their present income source. People don't know how to go out on their own. They don't know where to start. There's very little support available, if any, for transitioning into your own practice. Maybe you're concerned about the high cost of setting up your own practice with rent, fit out, wages, etc. But we'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. And of course, it gets even scary, doesn't it, when you consider that there's no guarantees that transition is going to be successful. What if it fails? If you set up your own practice and it fails, it could be impossible for you to go back to your old job, or difficult, or if not impossible, to get another job in today's climate. You could spend a fortune to set up your own franchise or your own accounting practice. You might have to borrow money for that, or mortgage your house to be able to do it. And if it fails, there's really a lot on the line, isn't there? What are the choices available for people like you at the moment who want to set up their own practice? Number one, you could stay exactly where you are and do nothing. You could buy a franchise, or you could go out on your own and try to set up your own practice. Let's have a look now at some of the pros and the cons about doing that. Firstly, with staying where you are and doing absolutely nothing, it's low risk. You have that security of a regular paycheck. Maybe you can continue working as an employee forever, can't you? But the cons of that is that you won't be able to reach your income and lifestyle goals. You might grow to resent your job, doing work you dislike for a fixed income and an environment of office politics with no flexibility in terms of hours and location. You're building an asset for someone else, not for you. You've still got that daily commute. All right, so that was one thing to do, which is nothing. The second thing you could do is to buy a franchise. Now, there's franchises available in the accounting space. You could buy into an existing system that is hopefully working, and you might get instant brand recognition there. That's a pro. So it might be easy to get clients. It will likely have very established and structured procedures so that the practice is smoother to run. And you will likely get some good support from the franchisor to help you make it successful. But there are cons, of course, to buying a franchise. First of all, is a very high initial outlay. Now, I'm not only talking about the franchise fee per annum, and it might be $80,000 or more just to buy into the franchise, but it could be $5,000 just to have a meeting with the franchisors. You could just spend $5,000 to meet them with no guarantee of the outcome and continuing forward with them. That's happening. There's ongoing royalties, of course, which will reduce your cash flow. And another con is that you might be obliged to have a brick and mortar setup, and you'll get very little flexibility, of course, in terms of your system and marketing, because that's done for you. And the systems that they use maybe, or most likely, will be outdated technologies and practices from the last century. But there's more cons to buying a franchise. We're not here to try and knock franchises. They might work for some people, but you should be aware that you won't own the clients in a franchise. If you leave the franchise for whatever reason, you lose those clients. They stay with the franchise. And of course, because of that, your asset growth is limited, and it's based on the value of the brand, which is totally outside of your control. And you will get training, as we said, in their systems, but you don't usually get much else in the way of professional or even personal development and training. You won't ever get your own tax license working for some franchises because you don't need it. You'll use their tax law. You'll work under their tax umbrella of the franchisor. Also, your territory is limited, of course. You can't get clients from just anywhere competing. You're competing with others in your franchise. So you're very limited there in terms of your territory. And what if the franchise goes into liquidation? What's going to happen to you? Now, owning a franchise is no guarantee of success. If the franchise fails, Well, that's on you. So we've had a look at the very first way that people can deal with transitioning, making some sort of change in their workspace. If you do nothing, nothing changes. The second thing we looked at was going into a franchise. And the third thing we're going to look at now is doing it on your own, going out on your own to establish your own practice. The pros of that, of course, as I hope are very alive in your mind now, is that you will get complete control of the process. However, whether that practice succeeds or fails is entirely up to you. You can set up everything exactly the way you want it, but where do you start? Here are some of the cons of going out on your own in an accounting practice. There's no safety net, no guarantees that things are going to succeed. They might fail. And if you're starting from scratch, you'll need to incorporate all of the systems that are required, marketing, software, all the technologies, compliance, and so forth. And if you've got no guidance and support for that, how are you going to keep it going? It might be a really long time between leaving your job and starting to make an income from your own practice. And it could involve a very high initial outlay if you're including premises and equipment, staffing and marketing and so forth. You might need to borrow or use your savings to do that. And I'm sorry if I'm making this sound really impossible and difficult. And I guess it is in a way, but to go out and set up a successful modern accounting practice, is it really impossible? Is there another alternative, a fourth alternative? Priscilla?
Yes, there is. And the fourth alternative to your success is, it is called the Accounting Practice Success Program. You can set up a modern accounting practice in 7 days under our tax agent umbrella. And we'll help you run your own modern practice by joining the mentorship program I've developed for you in just 30 days. And here's how it works. I created the Accounting Practice Success Program after my own frustration with getting my tax license and setting up my own practice. I created this for you. And why? Because I decided that no one else should have to go through the struggle that I did and spend the extensive time it took me to achieve my goals. I did reach my goals, but the time I had to spend on it with no support. And why? There was no one and nothing out there. You know the feeling. Have you been searching and looking for these and couldn't find them? Please let us know in the chat box. Are you in the same position? Looking for mentorship programs and you cannot find? The Accounting Practice Success Program is a complete mentorship program for accounting professionals who wish to set up their own practice. It is based on a turnkey modern accounting practice model. You can implement it instantly. What does that mean? It gives you immediate entry to the market immediately, even before you reach your tax agent status.
Yeah, let's just share our vision. I'm pretty excited about this, Priscilla, because it really does address all of those concerns that accountants have these days that we talk to. It's got low overheads, very low initial outlay to get started. Of course, it's innovative. It's got automation built into it. All of the systems are on the cloud. It's highly efficient and very successful workflow processes have been incorporated. Improved communication between clients and other professionals that you might need to engage with on a day-to-day basis, which will, of course, save you time and money. There's ample opportunity for people to build in new revenue streams as they go. And the team really is your asset to help people build once they get started.
Let's compare modern practice versus a typical accounting practice in some KPIs. Now, KPIs, a lifetime value of a client in a typical practice is $50,000. Modern practice can achieve up to $500,000 on a lifetime value of a client. Overheads as a percentage of revenue is 50%. Modern practice overheads are 17%. Average gross profit 25%. In the modern practice, you retain 75%. Average hours work for owner in a typical practice is 60 hours, in a modern practice 35 hours because of innovative technologies and streamlined workflow. Average hourly rate, the charge is 95% in a typical practice. In a modern practice, you can charge $165 because of new tools. We implemented the tools and the things that help you. So you are the expert of the system use is manual, cloud-based. So every system is cloud-based in our modern practice.
Who likes that idea, you think, Priscilla, of working less and being paid more? Just share with us if you're into that, if you think that's a good idea, working less and earning more. Type a yes for us in the chat box, because I think once people can get their head around taking away the employer from this equation and working for themselves, building their own asset, using systems that work for them, and being able to do it in as little as 30 days to get started, I think it's got to be pretty attractive. Just type a yes if you're pretty excited about the prospect of working less, earning more, and getting started in less than 30 days. Now, this program will give you everything you need to open your own accounting practice. And when I say everything you need, everything. We're going to walk you through how it's operating, what to do, first steps first. You'll get access to all the state-of-the-art systems that we recommend for a tiny fraction of the cost of a franchise or setting up a practice on your own. It could be the missing piece of the puzzle for you, for accounting professionals, BAS agents who are starting up or who want to own their own practice and achieve those professional goals of getting their own tax license under supervision and, of course, expert continued guidance. Here's how the Accounting Practice Success Program works.
When I developed this accounting practice success program, I came up with exactly what you need to be successful. You work under our tax agent umbrella until you qualify for your own tax license and bringing in your own clients. You develop an entrepreneurial mind, get out on your own and be successful. You get 3 months of one-on-one intensive mentorship as you establish your practice, followed by ongoing support until you achieve the goals established at the beginning. The program is personalized and tailored to your specific goals. We talk about your goals at the beginning and we build the program around that and hold your hand to get there. We have remote 24/7 access to state-of-the-art cloud-based technology and systems. We work with the best expert tools in Australia. You can work from anywhere, work your own hours, gather your clients from anywhere with no limits on territory. The big change from a franchise model. You can start the program while still employed, part-time, have a secure cash flow while building your practice. And you get access to my team of trusted professionals, advisors. I attach trusted professionals to the program because I believe that one-stop shop can actually give you more success. Access to finance brokers, financial advisors, marketing specialists. They will support you and your clients. Your clients need these professionals. And instead of you going out and searching and researching for them for 2 years, you already have them handy in the program. They are there and ready to help you and your clients. And on the top of that, all these trusted professionals are ready to provide you with additional streams of income in the form of commissions. You refer clients to them and commissions come back to you. This is residual income. And this is how you can develop new revenue streams. This is an extra thing which I added to the program for you to enjoy. And there are different levels of support tailored to suit your specific needs, having you and your goals in mind at all times. Let us know, please, on the chat box if you can see an amazing way of building new additional streams of income here. And how does it look like to you at this point in time? Are you excited that this kind of program exists?
Yeah, we'd like to thank those people who are actually joining in and giving us some comments. That's great. That feedback is priceless for us. We like to make sure we're talking to the right people. And yes, I'm getting some people saying that they're very excited This is just what they've been looking for. Yes, this sounds like a great program. So that's very encouraging. I'm sure people are seeing the value in what has been put together here.
Yeah, I believe that this is the easiest, quickest way to build your own accounting practice that runs on low overheads, minimal capital investment. We talk about the 4 methods of building your career.
That's right. We went through them: staying where you are, the pros and cons; buying a franchise, the pros and cons; doing it on your own without any support or guidance, the pros and cons; and of course, using the accounting practice success program. Well, if you stay where you are, we've got crosses down everywhere except low risk and low outlay if you're not doing anything.
And then when we talk fast track to success, which we focused on when we built this, we take that low outlay to start, we got the tick. Low risk to start, we got the ticks because you have the support and all systems in place for you. So you don't have to actually implement systems which you have to test and trial. They are tested, tried, and they are working.
That fourth alternative really does tick all of the boxes, doesn't it?
Yep. I built this for 5 years and I achieved perfection with that. I hope whoever's joining us, they're going to enjoy this. It is made for you. What I wanted to build here for you to get full access to the resources and platform, including software, tools, systems and procedures, including accounting and tax advisory resources.
That must be very comforting to people to know that they're going to get that sort of support and that they know that they're going to be shown how to work all of these softwares and tools and procedures to make sure they're compliant.
And the training. So I'll start to talk about exactly how the support is going to work for you. You will work with our turnkey system and you can have everything in place to start your own practice in just 7 days. You can start it and actually run it in 30 days, depending on the level of support you choose. But the first step is to discuss your goals. You will have to discuss your goals with us. So let's see, you're going to have access to training and support via phone, email, webinars, and video calls and one-on-one support. And training you're going to get constantly. Training doesn't stop. Training is ongoing, and you will get CPD hours you need for your professional development. Support, full supervision as per tax practitioners board requirements. You know this by now. Access to tax agent review and supervision for lodging your client's tax returns, BES returns, and all those obligations as per tax practitioners board requirements. A review of your work for compliance and adherence to Australian accounting standards and quality assurance, making sure you follow the code of conduct and all that. It's all enforced in this regulated field. We are working with members chat and blog. You will have access to the CRM system where you can interact with colleagues. And also this system, you're going to be able to actually offer it to your clients. They can come in and you can ask questions in a secure format, absolutely private and secure. Support to set up your website. Now, when we say support, you might want to set up your website, but you can choose to set it up your own. But if you really need help with that, we can help you with that. Support to set up your marketing plan, strategy and materials to support your practice growth. Now, we all know that a marketing plan, strategy, and materials, it can be quite expensive. But if you can come back to us and ask for support with this, because we can offer very cost-effective marketing. You can choose a virtual office. This is part of, and you might choose to set it up. But if you need help, we can help you to set up your own virtual office. And support for those are available for you in order to achieve success.
I guess some people will be able to set up websites on their own, or they know people who can do it. Now, of course, it's all up to individuals, of course, what level of marketing they'd like to present. and we can't comment on the cost of those at the moment because everyone's different, and people will want to either do all the work themselves, or if they'd like an introduction to some very cost-effective professionals, then we can arrange that, can't we, Priscilla?
Exactly. So we had all the way resources. You can have access to this practice management software in the cloud for billing, invoicing, client management, staff management and reporting. We call it practice management. Client accounting and tax preparation software, including work paper templates, all in the cloud, accessible 24/7. Online access to expert build templates, work papers, resources, systems, procedures, and calculators. The best ones in Australia attached to our program. Comprehensive tax law database and research tool, the best in Australia. Regularly updated tools and resources for business advisor services. Our platforms are live, as we call it. They are regularly updated. We don't work with someone which was updated 10 years ago. These are live platforms you have access to, and they are updated daily. How to generate new income streams? Access to trusted professionals, SMS auditors, advisors, financial planners, corporate ethics staff, loan brokers, insurance providers, marketing specialists. You have access to these. They will generate extra revenues for you. Instead of you spending 2 years to try and look around for the best ones out there, I already done the research for you. They are in place. And at the rest, how can I say that? A phone call or an email, they will jump in. Cross referral income is in place, which is, I think, is very unique in Australia. The program is going to give you a kickback of 25 to 50% of the fees generated together while you're learning, while you are under our umbrella. These fees, they will come back to you from the work we do together. Why? Because the mentorship program is based on practice. We are practicing on live clients. You bring the clients, we work it. We'll teach you how to actually solve their problems, to build the tax returns, and we'll supervise it, and then we'll lodge it for you. You're learning. And these fees we generate, we split between 25 and 50% of the fees we generate. Depends on your level. And what does that tell you? These fees which you generate during your mentorship program can recoup all of your mentorship fees paid during the program. So
I imagine very few franchises or employers will be offering people to generate cross referral income and share in those opportunities. Priscilla, what do you think?
We do have members who, by the time they finish the program and become tax agents, the mentorship fees became free. So depends on the level of activities they undertake, but there is a chance that this mentorship program, it becomes free at some point in time. And most importantly, we don't forget, we will support your application for your tax agent license. As long as all other requirements from the tax practitioners board are met, we will sit down with you and we will analyze your situation and we'll direct you. You have to sit for a couple of more exams or you will do it during the mentorship program, then so you can achieve your goals in the shortest time possible.
Yeah. In other words, Priscilla, people are getting everything they need to set up and operate a successful state-of-the-art modern accounting practice. Everything they need. And depending on the level of support that people choose, the prices will range from just $9.98 for our bronze level to $9,900 for our platinum level. And there's a small monthly fee involved with that as well. And details will be provided to people when you book your discovery call with us. As Priscilla mentioned earlier, our first step, of course, is to have a chat about what your goals are. That's important to us. We're not selling this program today because, first of all, as I said, we need to have a chat with you to see if you're right for us and we're right for you, to see if we can work together before anyone can make a decision about whether or not we can move forward. Look, if you guys are excited to find out more about the Accounting Practice Success Program, do book in for an obligation-free discovery call. Now, here's a link to that opportunity to book in for a discovery call so that we can have a chat about whether or not we might be a good fit for each other. If you're watching from a computer, you can simply scan with a QR code there to go to our discovery call booking session, which of course is an obligation-free chat. The link to it, accountingpracticesuccess.youcanbookme.com, is something that we can probably type in to get a link in the chat box area there for people to simply click on and be taken to that discovery call.
Yes, it is in the chat box at the moment, so people can help themselves through the chat box to the QR code, or they can type in their browser.
All right, thanks very much for typing that in the chat box, people. You can go there now, click on that to get a link to our discovery call booking page. And as I said before, we will then send you an info pack, including an outline of what you would get at each level of support with us, and you can register now for that.
I used to say, join us for your success. It is made for you. It's for you. We want to see you successful.
Yeah, I'm sure people will understand, Priscilla, that all of those frustrations, all of those roadblocks for accountants starting out, or who are just not where they thought they would be at this point in time, or trying to break away to set up their own business, can appreciate that all of those problems that people face as accountants these days to grow their own practice have really been addressed with the Accounting Practice Success Program. We'll give you a call if you'd like to book in for one. So you can do that by simply using the QR code on the screen or going to accountingpracticesuccess.youcanbookme.com. There's a link for that in the chat area, and we would love to connect with you and see if we can move together in creating a successful accounting practice for you. We've got a few questions, of course, Priscilla.
Yeah, we are taking questions at this
find
stage.
Some of those. People always want to know, will this work for someone who is living in a remote area of outback Queensland?
Yes, this is the beauty of the program.
You've had students, you've had course members before, haven't you, who have been from remote areas and then have experienced some success, I believe.
Yeah. So when we talk, you can work from anywhere, any device. This is the truth. You are not limited to your location. Your location is not important. We did have success stories in the outback where our member database of 60 clients under our umbrella for 2 years. Then she became tax agent. She had to do more work, like she did listen to tax practitioners board guidance. She had to sit for 2 more exams, but that's fine. She was determined to get there, and we did help her to get there. In the remote area in the outback where there is no real population, she managed to get 60 clients in 18 months. So if she could do it, anyone can do it, mostly in a more populated areas. We will help you to get clients. We will help you to get confidence. And that's what helped her to actually start to build a practice, because the confidence she gained during the mentorship program helped her achieve. In the same time, we had other people like they joined and they didn't put in the work, hard work, and unfortunately they couldn't get anywhere. But the ones who are ready, ambitious, and they have the entrepreneurial mind, they have all the chances to get where they want to be in a short time, not in 20 years.
Yes. Yeah. I guess considering, Priscilla, that you've only got a limited number of people that you can work with at any time, that you're only interested in those, the former rather than the latter. You're interested in working with people who are going to put in the hard work. They've got the time available, even if they are working part-time, to be able to follow a program and experience success.
Yeah, the idea is to get confidence. They come in with no confidence and they leave with amazing confidence, amazing skills, practical skills. My training is based on practical skills. What I call it, what you need to know. All levels, from bottom level to the advanced tax, from bottom levels to advanced bookkeeping, from to advanced advisory skills. The training is ongoing, non-stop. Lots of database is already built in there for you. And so it's up to you. Please, it's up to you. But what we believe is that you can do it. You can do it without help. our support. You can do it. You need more or less support, as much as you need. We are there for you. And trust, I'm so passionate about building a program like this because I do know exactly, because I went through this and I needed a program like this and it wasn't there. Now I built one. Now there is.
Seems like a lot of people, Priscilla, would like to know if this program would be suitable for BAS agents and how.
BAS agent is depends on their goals. BAS agents, we have BAS agents. We do have bookkeepers come to us in 3 levels. Bookkeepers who would like just to expand fees with lodging tax returns, and then we will lodge them. If they are not BAS agents yet, we also lodge the BAS returns for them. So these are kind of bookkeepers, one category. Second category is bookkeepers who would like to become BAS agents, and we will hold their hand and we will sign off the hours, whatever hours they need with Tax Practitioners Board, because they come and practice under our platform as long as they have to. They also learn new skills and they learn more. So whatever they need to learn practical skills. And then the BAS agents, some BAS agents who are already BAS agents, they have the ambitions to become tax agents. And there is a level they can choose to come in, and we'll have them to become tax agents. Is no barriers to whoever, which accounting professions we can help. We are passionate bookkeepers. We are teaching them, training them up to learn practical skills on the top of academic skills.
So if BAS agents or bookkeepers are already working with clients, what you're saying is that within a very short period of time, they can add to their income by working with the same clients without even having to get more clients, but simply adding more services to them.
Yeah, under our umbrella, yes. They instantly can make double their income under our umbrella without any other ambition.
All right. Are you seeing any questions there in the chat boxes that need addressing, Priscilla?
You tell me. You let me know. If you find something interesting there, oh yeah, I can say you can do it. And trust me, I will hold your hand and get you to success. We having bookings are limited because I'm sure that you're going to find that at some point in time, strategy call or discovery call bookings full. But let us know in the chat box if you can't find a spot which suits you. And then we'll come back to you and offer you a spot. If it's possible.
All right. Great to see people jumping in now and booking a discovery call for the coming week. And I look forward to chatting with them then.
Thanks, Ben. I do appreciate your time. Ben is a valuable member of our team, and we are appreciating his time spent with us and coming to actually help build this program. And he's going to, but also Ben is going to support you all the way. So
thank you.
With that said, we appreciate your attendance and talk to you on your discovery call.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for joining us.